Hey guys, what's cracking? Second video for the day for me today. What I want to try and do is go through a heap of these new games that are coming out. Show some of the things I look at to analyse. I'm not going to be able to cover absolutely everything. I've kind of realised that, and it's hard for me to get this content out there quick enough with which I think I'm doing the community justice, as well as giving you guys a bit of the key pointers to look at. So what I'm going to go through is smash out a whole heap of games. At the end, I'm going to put a list of games that I haven't covered and look at a couple and show quickly what I would be looking at. Now, Zoolana has been in for a couple of months now on Twitter. They did have a video here. Let's put this on. I will get that back to start now. I've got demonetized on one of my videos based on, I think, the sound out of this, and I don't put ads on my YouTube. It's just not going to happen. Alright, so nothing hardcore, but it's good to see some kind of video footage. Now you can see they've got 1,500 followers and they're actually following, plus we've got a lot of people following them in the community. This is a good way of being able to go around and check games, see who's following what, and actually see if there's anything going out. These guys are doing a few link ups with other games and other projects on Solana. That's awesome. They've got information of where they're going to be launching out, which is going to be Magic Eden. And one of the things I read through this the other day. They've had a medium come out which is a little bit about the game. Sets in 2300. Earth is ravaged by war and famine, but high up in the mountains are the desolate century-old ruins of an advanced civilization. Mobile real-time strategy game comparable to Clash of Clans and War and Order. Now what confuses me about that is Clash of Clans, I played that. I played it for 4 years. I did an Aussie contingent. We had live meetups. Clash of Clans is based on doing like a 3-minute raid and taking resources from your opponent. You build and you build your own defenses, your own base. There was an esports component to it, and super cool. But it's also based on you have a town hall level, and your town hall level goes up to I think maybe 14 now. I stopped playing a little while ago. Now I don't understand how that's going to be comparable to this. But I like the fact that they're basing it off games. They talk about experience in the industry. They talk about taking away the good and the bad of some of these games like Clash of Clans, War and Order. Play and earn, allowing players to unlock their in-game assets. So definitely worth going and having a look. So we see some core gameplay loops here. You gather resources from the environment in their settlement. So you think of your Age of Empires and stuff like that, you would get wood and gold. Use resources to prepare for combat. This includes training units for immediate use, as well as unlocking permanent upgrades to increase combat strength for all combats going forward. Players will have access to systems of upgrades for many different aspects of combat. So think of a Age of Empires. So you get your warriors level 1 and you upgrade them in a training building. Players go into combat, testing their combat strength against the combat strength of opposing players. Players use a combination of their units, heroes, abilities, equipment, and more to mount a successful offense. Players return to their settlement, arriving back to step 1. So that's going to be a loop. It's going to be, I don't know how they're going to make the player versus player side of it, but think of games where you harvest resources, you upgrade those units. You might upgrade your warriors or your archers, depending on the style of game you want to play. You get heroes. This is where it comes into your Clash of Clans, and you go out and you do those. But anything like even Warcraft 3, like was based on that style of a game. There's real-time strategy games. We haven't seen a lot come in yet into conceptual mainstream is what I'm kind of thinking at for Solana, and I think there's going to be a huge chance for games that are going on this kind of a platform. So I hope to see and learn more. I kind of wait to see some of the videos, gameplays, link ups and all that kind of stuff. So definitely one I think worth watching. Now this one came up this week. I saw a tweet from, I think it was Soul Big Brain. Doll Society. Now it's going to be based on the old babushka, I think, dolls, the Roman dolls, the Russian dolls, and it's really interesting seeing there's so many there's so many Russian developers within the gaming society. I don't know whether it's just that they love it or they've just got these people that have been locked down for ages and they're getting all of their kind of history and stuff into it. But this had a really cool video. Let's play that. We'll pause that. We'll get that going full screen. Game balance there. So that's a good video because it shows a whole lot. Since I've actually read a little bit of the paperwork to go through, it shows you that they've got different court systems. So you've got 6 factions, I guess you would call them, and the fees coming in are going to be based on how many. Does it say it in there? But how much Solana comes in based on the court systems, and it's distributed out. But it looks like it's going to be pay to earn based on getting Solana. I haven't seen tokenomics for the game, but this came out. They aren't minting NFTs until around mid-October. I'll see if I can get dates in there. So get in early. It talks about the roadmap here. Buy, sell and trade dolls on the marketplace. Release of videos, screenshots, beta version. That's going to be coming up soon. NFT game structure. This gets into a core little bit of what the game's about. So it will allow you to participate in play-to-earn games on the Solana blockchain. So tutorials will come soon. Casino-style card game featuring traditional 52 card decks with a 1 Doll Society spin. Decks with a spin. Decks will consist of numbers 1 through 10. Face cards will be replaced with unique background cards. You can see a little bit of display there, numbers and that. In Clash of Dolls NFT game, players will have an option to hit or stay based on the number of cards they are dealt. The game's algorithm will ensure that near even odds to players on a 1v1 basis. When playing against your opponent, you can either double the wager, lose the wager, or break even. So it's going to be a gambling, bidding aspect involved in the game. Additional revenue will be generated based on the volume of matching background cards dealt. The more the specific background cards are dealt, the more so goes into the court wallets. That was the 6 court system I was talking about. NFT doll holders can then redeem the amount their court has generated. So whether this comes to a 1v1 and goes to the whole court, I don't know. We'll find out more information as we go along. Now they talk about the next generation. They're going to bring in male dolls. You're then going to be able to breed, and they will not have hyperinflation based on you can only breed once. Offspring will have an ability to generate revenue. So obviously it's going to have a rarities, attributes. You can see the listing there. It's got a bit of an idea. I haven't clicked through these. I'm trying to get the information out there. I'm also trying to read through and do hours worth of this kind of research. So it looks, I love the fact they put a video out. I love the fact that I could join their Discord early based on doing my own research. Got a babushka roll, and I would likely, if it's 2 or 3 sold, I'm going to mint one. That's very early, very minimal research, but it looks cool to me. Oh, that went full screen. So the next game I'm going to have a look at is going to be Solantasy. Now this has been out for a while. I think they joined beginning of August. 10,000 uniquely generated warriors, wizards and archers. Now I think they did 2,500 warriors, 2,500 archers, and they've got the wizards, which is going to be 2,500 coming out in November. That's very quick. Now it's very pixelated artwork. These guys have also done a lot of community link ups, pair ups. There's a lot of general hype and interest, and you see these guys mentioned early. As to what they're going to be gameplay, I don't really know. Like I tried to, like you just see these warriors and stuff sell for a whole lot. To me, it seems, let me bring my Discord. I wanted to bring Discord over here. onto my other screens. So you can see here, this is a very quick look of, I'm trying to get all these games researched out, and I need to find it out. So we get some information from their Discord because their website doesn't really have a whole lot on there. It's got a bit of a roadmap fact as well, but Soul Wizard's coming out in November 2021. So, where was my Discord? Here it is. There are 3 collections it talks about those. Where can I mint them? You can mint them on the website. When will people be airdropped? They went with 1 Soul. They were talking about it at the start. They thought 3 Solana was too high. I don't know the exact dates of when they dropped, so I can't relate that as to the cost of how much it was. You know, like I've seen things minted from $40 when Solana was at 40 up to $200, you know, so I've got a bit of an idea on that. But they do talk about being a community project, considering those kinds of things. So where's the game? There was something talked about. Team is deeply committed to the success of this project as we want to grow it in a unique NFT collection. This is the first Solana NFT to use a GPT-3, an autoaggressive language model, to create completely unique stories, descriptions for each NFT collection. Our community comes first, and we will be creating a DAO to allow our holders to help drive the direction of their investment. So if you've got huge money in the game, by the looks of it, they've actually got some serious money in there. DAOs are good. You see the Monkey DAO being driven. There's huge money in that. The Degen Apes DAO is driven. Huge money in that. These are big things. They're going to be launching on the FTX as well. So, you know, they're going to be one of the first 4 in those. Next game, I'm not going to be able to do this justice on a quick recap here, for the simple case that I was blown away from 5 minutes, 10 minutes of research today to try and prep for this video, and I kept drawing further down the rabbit hole of these. I think I may end up having to do a individual deep dive of this particular game. So they joined in August 2021 as well. You can see they're following a fair bit of the community. They've got just under 10,000 followers. Like things I saw was they talk about, this Medium article talks about how they're doing their release. So they're going to be allocating 5,500 of their first 11,000 NFTs in their pre-sale. So they also talk about how it's between 3 to 6 Solana to mint. And you kind of think, holy fuck, that's expensive. I'm not going to be spending 6 Solana on a game I know nothing about. But then obviously they're going to have a public sale of 5,200 plus any of the unclaims from the pre-sale. So I don't know the exact cost of the pre-sales, but they do talk about that in the article. It's definitely worth having a read. What they say is they're going to have early supporters and community are the ones who will end up holding their NFTs. They don't want people that are there to get them, flip them, do those 10 mints and flip them straight away. They want them going to people that are prepared to jump through a few hoops, do some challenges, some competitions, some fun things. So we will be running a series of missions that we call Engage and Earn. Each mission has a set of tasks you must complete with 24 hours to finish that mission. Once completed, you will be entered into a lottery system with which we will draw the winners and they're white listing those addresses. And then you've got to mint them, I believe, within 24 hours once you get picked out. Mission 2, there'll be 10 in total. I don't know how far through this they're going. Now, I believe their sale is somewhere around the 16th of October for the main. So I'm happy to get this out 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks before their pre-mint, because I think this could be a top 10 game. Could be, should be, possible. I don't know. But there is so much research into this. It does look promising. So the minimum price set will be 6 Solana during the main launch, and the ceiling will be 6 Solana. So I wonder whether this is going to be people listing similar. Well, I don't know of any other auction houses like this, but obviously there are some auctions that are put on Holoplex, put on Metaplex, that are bidding, and then people can, obviously bump those prices up. So I wonder whether they're going to have a minimum of 3 Solana and then a maximum buy it now, say for example, of 6 Solana. but it will run over 3 days, and the final price of the Genesis 9s will be determined by a fair public consensus. This is an elegant means of defeating bots, as the soul that is bid will be locked until the protocol has concluded. So maybe you can only bid it, and you need to bid that full amount, and that money's locked up. I'm not too sure. So they do go through the Metaverse talks. What do I want to look at here? I don't know that I've seen a video of this yet, but this was a very basic storyline about how the world gets ended, and there's one civilization about it, Nikovia, very Russian name if we get into that. So there's a little bit of storyline there. The website is quite cool. That does send you to other links. I did like it talks about some of the basic concepts of the game here very early. They love their cats. I think for the cat lovers out there, once we look at the people behind the game, one of them is a cat lover, I believe. But your cats control these big warriors. I don't want to call it Mech Warrior because one of the next games we're going to be talking about is a Mech Warrior styled game. But it is a very Mech Warrior styled controller. There is a roadmap in here. They're talking about this. The website is basic. When you actually start to look at their white paper, is a very, very detailed white paper. So you see here Maximus, Raya, Zerka, Jip, Bryson, and Betsy, some of their team, and it does get further detailed through their white paper. This is, like I said, I can't do this justice. They're going to have 2 coins in their tokenomics. There's going to be one utility coin, and then there's going to be one game coin like Axie, their second gamer coin. It's not going to have a maximum number of tokenomics to it. I think that's talked about here. CTNP will be their second one. Catnip, is it? Their first utility is the NYAN Heroes, so NYN. But they're going to have a very immersive game. I think they're going to be looking at potentially doing more than one game. And like I said, I'm going to need to deep dive this a lot more. The Guardian technology, so this is the big Guardian, the Mech Warrior for that. Based on, you've got a right hand, left hand, then there's a back, the core, utilities, and head, so whether it's getting special abilities and stuff like that. Yeah, super cool. So absolutely go and do some research on this. It's early. You can get into the community. Their Discord is pumping. There are quests. There are little things to be able to get in and get excited, and do more research. Absolutely do your own research on that. So Solana Mecha Warrior. This one is kind of hard to do research on. If you click on their Medium, so if you go to their website has all of these links. But if you go onto their YouTube, it's just got 3 short videos based on some of their factions. Doesn't have any information. This is their Holoplex, which has had 4 previous bids. Coposaurus, I think, was linked up with Cope. They've got some of their articles is to do with some kind of link up there. That first gen looked shit hot. But I wonder whether that was launched a while ago when Solana was a lot lower in value, and whether this was linked newer when Solana was obviously a lot higher in price. Now, to be able to do any kind of research on these guys, I had to go into their Discord, Solana Mecha Warrior, and it had a little bit of a team story article here, how they have a love of Solana, of Mecha Warrior sort of storylines, and they saw there was a lack of it on Solana. During the summer, they've sort of pumped it up and tried to do some more there. So it did mention in the future we are looking to convert it to a blockchain card game also. Many love from the team. Hope you guys love our adventure. So I don't think they're trying to pump anything out. I don't think these prices are very relevant. I need to find out more information on where they come from. I don't think they're trying to just smash out a shitload of NFTs and cash in. I think that they're going to be a fan based on their own interest in the system of their particular type of fan information, and could be one to look out for. So from there we see Grand Sport Auto NFT. This just looks like a Grand Theft Auto. So I did look at this quickly, jumped in their Discord. I haven't had much time to go through Discord, but then you go to their website and there's nothing. Minting price 1.5, royalty 10,000. looks very generic. This is a very, very basic. So to me, that's a bang. I can tick that off. I've mentioned it, and I'll go from there. This is a screenshot now of just a little bit of writing. I'm notorious for writing out lists and trying to mention things. So you can see here I had the stars, the ones I wanted to mention today. But then, of course, these are other games I've heard about: Heroic Empire, Solanites, Solvers Finance, Project Balloon, 2-Star Games. Now, I saw Solvers was mentioned to me on one of my YouTube videos from one of the guys that watch my videos, and I saw Project Balloon and 2-Stars game today. Now, so this is 3 games that look like they've got potential, and I've seen in the last 24 hours. So what worries me is how some of these things are getting released into the system. So this is Solvers Finance. Now, they've got no following. They're not following, 5 people. They've got 50.9k followers, and they joined a month ago. How do they get to 51k followers? I don't know. They've just done an IDO last night, and it was on their website, not linked up through anyone else, no launch pads. That, to me, is concerning. Reading up on the articles, I believe it was a 5 Solana minimum entry. I'm scared by some of these kinds of things. But then we go and see they've got some cool looking gameplay. Are they producing a game? Like, I think this is done on UE4. There we go. It's a bit better graphics now. Excuse me. You see a bit of a loop there. So would I recommend anyone buying into that? I think you'd have to be very careful. Use basic safety mechanisms. If you're going to go buy something anywhere and you're not sure, use a burner. Just create a new fucking wallet. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust any website. Don't get your shit siphoned out of it. You're taking huge risks by going into it. So it's like, where did these guys come from? We can see they've got very big detail. I need to go and look further into it. I've sent out a message to them. I've watched a couple of it, but it's just popped up to me like, so to see it, there's so many games that have come out. Even today I looked at this 2-Stars games. It was like a horror train ride and had some wicked looking gameplay within the video, but I couldn't even confirm whether this was a Solana game. So absolutely get out there. I'm going to try and make these more often for these kinds of video recaps. I want to get more into looking at some of these games, putting it out there so people can quickly load in, even if you listen to me in the background, and know what games I'm looking at. I'm buying some of these things myself. I'd love to be able to see where they go. I like the idea of an RTS game. I think we need more real-time strategy games somehow into blockchain gaming and things that are going to develop and could potentially go for years. That would be very cool and improve. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.